one of my favorite ingredients to use for like plant-based meat alternatives is mushrooms. And I saw someone that we all know, Gaz, make shawarma out of mushrooms. And he did it outside over like an open flame and it looked so good. So I thought I would test out that recipe, but make like a simpler version of it because obviously I can't do it over an open flame outside in my backyard because I live in the city. So today I'm gonna test out Gaz or AvanteGardeVegan's shawarma recipe. Hey guys, I'm Candace the Edgy Veg. If you're new here, hello, welcome to my channel. I make delicious, craveable vegan food every single week. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button. If you like these videos where I test out other people's recipes, give this video a big thumbs up. And if you have any requests for recipes that you would like tested, put them in the comment section down below. And today's video is sponsored by Mudwater. These guys are awesome. It is a coffee substitute. So if you're sensitive to coffee like me, definitely check out for more info coming a little bit later. While my pan is heating up over a high heat, I'm going to mix together all of the spices for the spice mix. So mix together your spice mix, easy peasy. And then I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of the spice mix to my harissa dressing. I mean, it's a lot of spices for the amount of mushrooms. Who am I to criticize this recipe? But it's a ton of spices. And I love spices. Like I love using herbs and spices and everything else. So for me to say it's a ton, it's a lot. So just whisking the spice mix, 2 tablespoons of it, into this dressing. I'm just gonna set it aside. So I've heated up a pan here over high heat. I'm going to take a bunch of these oyster mushroom clusters, which is what our meat is going to be made out of, and put it into the pan and then press it with another cast iron pan on top. So similar to how I've been making the mushroom steaks that I've done on this channel, we're going to do the same thing. This pot will do. Pressing it with the pot. I'll probably put the cast iron on top just for weight. The leaning tower of cookware. All right, so it's been 5 minutes. I'm just going to season them generously, give them a flip, and then cook them for another like 45 minutes. And then repeat with the rest of the mushrooms. Well, in batches until you are done. So this is definitely a process. You could do this in, a couple steps or batches if you didn't want, to do this all in one go and have like a long cooking process. I mean, I think you could do this part the day before and keep them in the fridge, I'm sure. I ended up adding another pan here so I can have 2 going at the same time. Otherwise this will take forever if you don't want to crowd the pan. I don't think I mentioned I am halving the recipe just because his recipe feeds 20 people, and even with crew here, we are not 20 people, so halving the recipe just to make it a little bit easier and a little bit more cost effective since oyster mushroom clusters are quite expensive. Okay, so he does say in his recipe to cook this the entire time over a high heat. I did that and this batch burned when I did it for like the time that he said on the high heat. I could have paid a bit more attention, but I have 2 going. So I definitely would turn down the heat after the first turn. So turn it, because the spices are burning on a high heat like that. So turn it to like a medium high or even a medium to do the rest of it. So even here you can see some of the spices are burning. So I'm going to use a bit less spice and also turn the heat down. Once you've filled your skewer, you can roast the kebab in your oven for 20 minutes. Drizzle the harissa dressing before roasting. Okay, so skewer them, drizzle the dressing, roast it. So I assume I'm going to be doing it standing up. Maybe I'll put some tin foil down because this will help it stand. All right, so he is a big metal skewer. His mushroom clusters are also a lot bigger. So I'm going to use 2, maybe 3 of these soaked like kebab sticks and just like thread them on. So I'm just curious, I'm just gonna give it a little taste. I mean, it's delicious. It's marshmallow. It's delicious. The seasoning is really good. I do have some left over, but I mean, he had a ton of mushrooms. I halved his recipe. And I still have some left over, but I'm actually not mad about it because I can use it for other things. I'll start with the thick ones maybe. Break that off for me. So I did have to get a combination of like normal oyster mushrooms and then black ones. And the black ones do turn a bit of a gray color as opposed to like a nice brown that the other ones do. So, I mean, if you care about that, don't go with the black ones. So I'm trying to get it to stand up so it doesn't fall over while it cooks. So I'm just trying to make some sort of tinfoil base here, but then I also have this cooling rack here. Seems pretty good. And then like I said, he does his over a fire and a spit, which I live in Toronto. I will get arrested. The fire department will show up. It won't be great. So we're just gonna do it in the oven. So he says to bake it in the oven if you're going to do it in the oven for about 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna go in every 10 minutes. So in the middle, I'll go in once. Math, what is it? And I'm just going to baste it a little bit more and just keep my eye on it and baste it as I need to. It's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to take it out of the oven, give it a quick baste just to make sure that we're locking in a lot of that moisture, and then stick it in for another 10 minutes. All right, so today's video is sponsored by Mud Water. As you guys know, because of my anxiety, I had to cut out coffee because caffeine gives me the jitters. So I have been loving this Mud Water. It has about 1/7 of the amount of caffeine as opposed to coffee. And it's a coffee alternative. So it's made with 4 different adaptogenic and Ayurvedic herbs. And it gives you that like morning ritual that you would normally have with your coffee, just without the jitters. It's also jam-packed with chaga, lion's mane, cordyceps. So it's giving you, that focus and that sustained energy that you need throughout the day. Mud Water is both gluten-free and vegan. Their tins are completely recyclable and they work with Pashima and donate monthly to reforestation efforts so that they come out with a net positive carbon footprint. So when you're done this video, definitely make sure to check out the link in my description down below. There is a code there for you to get 15% off their starter kit, which comes with the Mud Water powder itself, a coconut creamer, and of course, a nice little foam frother, milk frother thing. So this looks amazing. It's like got some charred bits. It's nice and juicy, it looks like in the middle here. I mean, for someone who had COVID and still can't really smell much, this smells pretty good. It's a good sign. This looks so good. Build a sandwich because that's why we're here. So I have just this Lebanese style pita. I'm going to have utensils ready. All right, so I just have this Middle Eastern style salad. Toss some of that in there. And then of course, this shawarma, which looks incredible. And I just made a very basic yogurt sauce. Just yogurt, garlic, herbs, some lemon. Oh my God. This is incredible. Like everything from the texture to the flavor. Yeah, even some of the smokiness from the charred bits. Like this is everything that I want and more in a shawarma. All right, well, I don't think we've made a Gaz recipe yet that hasn't worked. Maybe we should be testing someone else's recipes. But this one I found so intriguing and I'm so glad that we tried it. It looks unreal. It tastes unreal. Not very difficult to make. It looks a lot more difficult in his video because he's doing it, on a spit over a fire. But for at-home use, definitely a lot easier. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah. All right guys, so that's today's video. Definitely try out this recipe and make sure that you get your Mud Water starter kit. I'm going to leave the link and the code in the description box down below. Make sure that you give it a try. If you have any recipe requests, you can put them in the comment section down below. If you like these videos where I test out other people's recipes, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. All right, bye. This is so good.
Hi guys, it's me, Molly. I literally could not resist but to try this recipe, so I'm just gonna go for it and just make myself a little sandwich. Let me tell you, these mushrooms are hard to find, but when you do find them at likely an Asian grocery store, get lots, because I thought that we were gonna have too many and we had enough to feed like 4, but we're also hungry. Oh my God. Yeah, make this for sure. The mushroom texture is just unreal.
I feel like the drama at the beginning of the video was worth it. Like his video, you know how he's like dramatic and he's like, oh my God. Worth it.
I don't know if I'm gonna like drop down to my knees in the grass, but I might. It's good. Did that sound dirty? I'll do a little shawarma dance, that's for sure.